Welcome to the How to Podcast series. Dave back again with you today. I want to share with you, if you're an introvert like me, podcasting might seem a little overwhelming at the beginning. As you get your voice out there and as you share who you are and put yourself out there in front of people, it might be a little bit overwhelming at first. So I want to share a few thoughts from my point of view as an introvert, and maybe this will help as you get your podcast off the ground and collect your thoughts around podcasting for introverts here on the How to Podcast series. Thanks for listening. Hello, my name is Dave, and I'm an introvert. So what does that really mean? Does that mean that I'm shy and quiet in the back corner of a room? Does that mean that I don't have a voice? That I don't have moments of confidence when I can speak up and take the mic and share my thoughts, share my feelings? It's not really that. It's more about what happens after a big public event or a speaking engagement or a podcast episode. There's some downtime that I need as an introvert to recharge. My wife is more of an extrovert. When she walks into a jam-packed room full of family and friends, that fills her tank. That is what builds her up, and she comes alive in that setting. So large crowds inspire her. For me as an introvert, large crowds don't inspire me. I'm much more comfortable in a setting like this, recording a podcast, than I am in a room full of people I don't know and trying to find my spot and who I feel safe with and who I can talk to. And then at the end is that down feeling of trying to recharge after you've felt like you've had to be somebody in the public eye as an introvert and put yourself out there. You need time to recharge. Podcasting is different for me in the sense that I can do this kind of recordings, I can build my audience, I can create podcasts and content to share with you. And at the same time, I don't have to interact with a huge room full of people. So there's some advantages to having a podcast as an introvert. Some thoughts that I want to share with you about being an introvert in podcasting, and to speak directly to you. If you are like me, this is what I would need to hear as I'm starting a podcast. Always remember, podcasting is all about confidence. This is one of the biggest tips for podcasters that I can give you today on this episode. You are the engine driving your show. You are the one that sets the tone. You are the one who creates the space, and your mindset and how you show up to record an episode and how you carry the conversation or the interview or your solo or co-hosted podcast. It's on you to be that person. Podcasting can be incredibly difficult, especially if you, like myself, identify as an introvert, but it is not impossible by any means. The key to everything in life, whether it's podcasting or whatever you're looking to seek to improve on and become in life, is persistence. That never give up attitude. Show up, do your best, be your best. You can't expect to knock it out of the park on your first attempt. Think of a sporting example, for example. Baseball player steps up to the plate for his very first time at bat, kicks the dirt off of his cleats. The pitcher winds up, throws the very first pitch of the game. The batter hits a home run, runs the plates, hits home base, runs off the field, jumps in his car, and leaves. That's it. Career's over. First hit, first shot, first swing, home run, I'm done. No, that's not how it works. Podcasting is a journey. It's going to take some time to find your voice. In your first attempt to speak on the mic, your first interview, your first interaction with a listener, the first time listening back to yourself, it can be a little overwhelming. Don't put too much pressure on yourself from the beginning. You're learning. And this is a great space to learn. In the community of podcasters, there's so many other podcasters out there that will support you and encourage you. They'll give you some constructive criticism and advice, but it's coming from a good place. There's a lot of acceptance in the podcast community. Find your tribe, find a fellow podcaster to do life with, because it'll help you in the long run. Just remember to have a solid game plan before you reach out to any guest. Make sure that you speak from your heart, speak from who you are as a person, because that's the one thing that no one else can replicate. There may be 10 other podcasts just like yours, 10 other hosts talking about the same topic that you are, but you are the only you. And when people come to a podcast, what we find is they come for the content, but they stay for the host. Be that for your audience. Be that host who shows up on a consistent basis. So many podcasters start out with great anticipation and great excitement and quickly fade out. We call it pod fade. And it's unfortunate because there's some really great podcasters who could really do well in this space, but they just, for whatever reason, they just can't continue. Speak from the heart. Speak from who you are as a person. And most importantly, breathe. If you can get these things down, it'll become easier and easier for you as an introvert podcast host. The more practice you get, the more you find your space and find your voice, I think it'll help you over time. So don't have unrealistic expectations right out of the gate on how successful you'll be. Don't let numbers get you down. And like I said, find a community, a voice, somebody around you that can give you that support. I am so willing and want to be available to any new podcaster who wants to start off with interviews or wants to bounce ideas off of me. I would love to help you. I have 6 weekly podcasts in production right now, and I listen to some great podcasts as well on my downtime, and I think I can help. So if you're starting out in podcasting, would love to be a part of your community. I would love to listen to your podcast. I will give you a rating. I will give you a review, and I'm here to support you. And if I can help you in any way here on the How to Podcast series, I would love to do that for you. And I would love for you to do that for me. We work together. We build together. It's a community. And podcasting is one of the greatest spaces for you to learn, grow, and as an introvert like myself, develop and find your voice. Enjoy your podcasting journey. Let's do this together. Contact me with this in the show notes. You'll find all my contact information. Even if you just want to get together and chat and bounce ideas off each other, I would love to do that. Please reach out. Let's do this. Let's communicate and talk to each other. Let's build some community together. You're not in this alone. And for my introvert podcasters out there, I feel you. I'm with you. Thanks for listening to the How to Podcast series, and we'll talk to you soon. Appreciate you. Cheers.